Are you a coach or consultant who's wondering why you're not attracting more clients? You've got all the knowledge, the expertise, you might even be certified, and yet the clients are not just coming and knocking on your door. Well, that's what I want to talk about to you today. I am Sigrid Cast, and my vision is to help more people in business to tell their valuable story. You see, I believe that everyone in business has a valuable story to tell, and that sharing that story through a book can really elevate your leadership and make a huge positive impact in the world. Now, many, particularly women in business, women coaches and consultants hold back for various reasons. So I am here to transform the way savvy women in business, those change makers that you are, how you go about writing your story, putting your knowledge, your expertise into a book by showing you a very simple, smooth, and straightforward way with the right framework. And today we're talking about top 3 reasons why coaches are not attracting plenty of clients. So let's get right into that topic. Time and time again, here is what happens. Here is what I see. The main focus is not really clear with coaches. For example, when you have not a key focus, but you say that you are, for example, a leadership coach, an executive coach in the same sentence, a business coach and a life coach. When you're putting all of those words, those special coaching areas into the same sentence, how is the person that's going to look you up to know what you are really strong in, which area you're really the best in, the expert in? How is a person supposed to know that if you're saying leadership coach, executive coach, life and business coach, or business and life coach, transformation coach? If you're mentioning all of those words, specialties in the same sentence, that makes it really difficult to know, this person is doing this and that. Well, I want to become a better leader in that area that I am working in, for example. But this person is also doing these other things. Now, not everybody puts the meaning of those different areas into one, thinking that they all go hand in hand or that they're all interconnected, for example. So the more specific you can be and have a main focus of your specialty, your area, with a key focus area of coaching or consulting, you stand out. So what I want to say is that people are looking for what's on their mind. And if that is not what you are sharing, showing, then they can't make the decision to want to work with you, to want to come to you. So number 2, that's number 1, to have a main focus for who you are and what you do, that one main focus. Number 2, let's say your main focus is leadership coaching. You're a leadership coach, and by mentioning and focusing on leadership coaching only in all of your presentation of yourself, in describing yourself, for example, the focus on leadership coaching, you are a leadership coach, you're immediately creating a power position for yourself. Let me use this example. If we go to a doctor, we go first usually to a general practitioner or a medical doctor, MD, I think, as they call it in the US. We call it here in Australia a GP, general practitioner. You go to that general practitioner, sure, and they have a broad range of knowledge, but they send you to a specialist if you have a throat, nose, or ear problem. They send you to a specialist for whatever your problem is. And our mind really works the same way, that we are looking for a specialist, an expert, somebody who really knows their expertise, who can really help you. And so when you think about this enormous busyness out there in social media, where people are looking for you, scrolling through the feed, what do we react to? What do you react to? You react to something that is specifically on your mind, top of your mind. And if that is around leadership coaching, then you're not that likely to react to somebody who talks about life coaching. Yes, that might be part of giving you coaching as a leader, but that is not top of your mind, and that is not forefront of what we look for. So if you are a leadership coach, you really want to focus on your area. Now, here is the second step that is within this specialization or within your main focus. If your main focus is leadership coaching, if you decide that that is what it is, for example, and you can just, model what I am sharing with you here now on whatever type of coaching it is that you would like to take as your main focus. Then you need to consider next, as a leadership coach, what type of people and what type of companies do I want to approach and work with? You see, again, there are different segments in the market or different types of leadership work and different types of leaders and different types of companies looking for coaching for their leaders. So again, if you can niche that down or segment that down further, you are even more of a specialist. And here's another thing, that this specificity, let's use that word. I don't know if it is really a word, but specificity, if we come down to something like really niching it into the area of leadership and perhaps companies that have sales teams and they want the leaders of their sales teams to really become better leaders and make their leadership qualifications and qualities better, more suited to help their teams to really achieve more and better outcomes for the company. So what happens is you are not going to miss out on clients. In reality, you are actually going to attract a lot more and much better suited clients for you. They're going to swarm towards you when you are that special person that they can see in everything you promote around yourself that you are offering. Now, in leadership coaching, I'm going to spend a moment before I come to point number 3, reason number 3. I want to spend a moment on that whole area of leadership. There are a lot of coaches that mention leadership coaching in their profile, in their tagline, in their description of what they do and who they help. And leadership coaching is a huge area. Like everything else, when you think about it, you want to, again, you also be really clear on what area of leadership, what type of leaders you want to work with. The description that I found, for example, online, leadership coaching is developing or is a developing procedure where a leader or administrator receives conformed assistance from a coach to encourage them to accomplish an objective. Now, that is, in my opinion, one way of describing leadership coaching. There are probably much more detailed descriptions of it. And from leadership coaches that I have worked with who have written a book, each one has a focus on, for example, inspirational leadership or quality of their own, furthering their own standing for themselves in the leadership area that they are in. It might be leaders in the area of pharmaceutical companies that need to have a particular approach with their teams, a particular approach on how they work as a leader in that area. You could be a leadership coaching for leaders in very specific areas in the market out there. And the more specialist you are, the more you're going to attract exactly those clients that you can help the best. Let's face it, we might all like to think we can help everybody. And we can to some extent. But if you're really carefully thinking about it, there is going to be some clients better positioned to help them with whatever we offer than others. For example, coaches that come to me, the better suited ones for me to help are those that are already established in their business. If you already have coaching clients and you have successes with those clients, then we can tap into finding this main area of your expertise to write your book about that will help you elevate your leadership in that area, and that will help you really stand out in the market and make an impact with the topic you're going to write about, versus you're just starting out in coaching. You have not really experienced working with a lot of clients. Therefore, you are still developing your speciality, your main focus. Now, I have worked with those types of clients before that have just come into the market. It is a lot more work in areas that take a lot longer than when you are already established in your business. You know you have a vision and you want to make a difference in the world. You want to really change and make this impact with whatever it is you're coaching on, whether that is in health and wellness. You have an approach to transforming someone's health, for example, and you already have clients you're experienced, and then write a book about that. That is really something I love to focus on with you. From my own marketing background, we're going to write and roll out your book, what I call marketing optimized. So it's not going to be left to last to market your book, but we're writing it to market you. So when you're already established, that is the ideal client for me, rather than working with somebody who's only just come into the market. Now, in much the same way, I venture to say, whatever coaching or consulting it is that you are doing, look at it from that angle and see, who do you really work with and help the best and the most? And when you are clear on that, you can look at this first reason that I've given you to get your main focus on that area of your coaching. Now, if leadership is not really the area for your main focus, if you find that you are much better and so far have had much better outcomes with, let's say, businesses in general, and perhaps businesses in a particular industry or businesses of a particular size, then you would be best to look at making that your main focus as a coach, and therefore become the specialist, the top coach in that area of coaching. And number two, as I said, focusing on that area, then you will know exactly the type of people best for you. For example, when I wrote my first book, I knew exactly that I wanted to work with small businesses, and I was very, very clear that they needed to be businesses around 8 to 10 employees. I could help those create better teams within their company, within their business, those smaller size ones. Why? Because that was the size of businesses I had myself before, and I had great success in working with people, 8 to 10 staff in my businesses. I had that expertise. I knew exactly how to help businesses with that size team to attract new team members, to train them and to keep them so they would be loyal and do great work in the business. So just now I've actually said a word that isn't correct for that area of my expertise at that time. I wasn't working with companies. Companies usually have more than 10 employees. When you think about it, that's a larger size. I was looking at businesses with 8 to 10. So whatever that coaching speciality or area is, put your main focus on what you really know resonates with you, you want to do. And then you can look at what type of client you best attract to you as that specialist in that area of coaching. Now, here comes number 3 into play. So reason number 3, where you're not attracting plenty of clients, you've had reason number 1, reason number 2. Reason number 3 is write a book. You can put as many videos and posts out there. You can be interviewed. You can get, into networking, whatever it is you're doing to attract attention to yourself. When you have a book to your name, you can have that at hand at all times. That book brings together your expertise in one place. People can get to know you page by page of your book. They can get to know who and how you work, what your methodology is. You can share your insights and, of course, the successes you've already had. And you can also, of course, have loads and loads of content from that one book that you can then use in all of your social media as content. You can create videos from that book content instead of doing it the other way around. You can really powerfully position yourself by having a book to your name, and from that, make that impact in the world. When you are publishing it on a global platform, like Amazon, for example, you have the visibility there instantly through that publishing. And it also allows you to become the sought after person in the media that they want to interview on whatever your main focus, your area of speciality is. So that is a key point of it that I wanted to share with you right here today in this. Oh, I've just got a flicker on my screen. That is what I wanted to share with you. Now, whether you are a leadership coach, and leadership, bringing that out there, you are already a leader as being in business. You have a vision. You can really put your vision into a book and promote yourself and your vision with a book. And you can do that in any type of area of coaching or consulting. In fact, you can do that in any business, even if you are selling products, for example. it really works in any area of business to have your book as your instrument to promote you, your brand, your business. I focus on coaches and consultants because there's really an elevated, uplifting, up-leveling of impact that a message, a vision can make when you as a coach help people becoming better, getting into their own self and achieving more through your coaching. So let me go very briefly over what I've shared with you here in summary on this session, in this video today. I've been talking about the top 3 reasons why coaches are not getting plenty of clients, and that actually is coaches or consultants. The main reasons are that these 3 things are missing. There is no main focus. You have got a description or a sentence of you are coaching. You are a leadership coach, a business coach, a life coach. You're putting all of that in the one sentence describing who you are, what you do. Well, that does not set you apart. You are just one of many. The person seeing that cannot decide why they should come to you because you've got all of these areas that you claim you are coaching on. Find one main focus of your coaching. Make yourself the leadership coach, and then go into the detail of who specifically are you working with? Who are you helping it? What type of specialist in that area of, for example, leadership coaching are you? Or if you are, and actually I have seen, just reminds me, I have seen a description, transformational leadership, or transforming leaders to greater leadership. Coaching in those areas, describing your leadership coaching with detail makes a big difference for people to jump on and want to work with you. So that was 1 and 2, and number 3 that's missing, why, or is a reason why coaches are not attracting plenty of clients. Number 3 is write a book. A book instantly positions you as an authority. Author, authority, that still stands very strong in the market to this day. Now, you do not have to focus on bestseller status. Not at all. Sure, it sounds nice to say I'm a bestseller, I'm a #1 bestseller, I'm a 3 times #1 bestseller internationally, for example. However, what's important is that the book you write does put you into the authority status. And when it is written on the expertise, on that focus area that you really want to make an impact with, you can attract a lot more clients to you. And you have everything that you do and who you are in one place. You can guide people to read my book. Here is my book. I describe this in my book on page 320. Chapter 4, whatever it is. You have got a very tangible way of telling people who you are, what you do, and where they can find it. It's much more difficult to say, oh, I wrote a post about this 3 weeks ago. Let me see if I can find it. I don't remember which day it was. If you can say to people, I wrote about this in my book, chapter 2, page 125, whatever it is, you see, that is power. That is instantly power for you to use a book. And of course, your book also is the vault for all the content you can. Once you've written your book, you can from then on in create more and regular content about your speciality, about the expertise you have from the content in your book, bring it out into writing posts, doing videos, whatever it is, interviews, going on events, networking. You are, in essence, essentially, absolutely a leader when you have a book to your name. So there you have it. In about 20 minutes today in this video, I have given you the top 3 reasons why coaches and consultants are not having or not attracting plenty of clients. Put these 3 things in place and you will make a big difference. It will make a big difference to your work and to clients coming to you. And if you want my help to write your book, simply connect and contact me, and I'll give you all the details on the framework that I particularly help people with, coaches and consultants, to write a book that makes an impact and elevates your leadership in the world.